My name's Ian Rankin and I'm a local crime writer, and I've been coming here for as long as the festival's been going. Well, it hasn't changed much, it's just got bigger, but it's always been in this garden. It's always been in Charlotte Square Gardens, which is lovely because it's got a fence around it so kids can run around to their heart's content. Parents can relax a little bit. Everybody's got books to read, from the littlest kids to the oldest grands and granddads. So it's a lovely safe space, but before safe spaces ever existed. I come here every day pretty much when the book festival's on, whether I'm appearing or not, because the world's writers will walk through those gates. And if you hang around, you get a chance to talk to them. Well, I was involved in the bid to become the first UNESCO City of Literature, and we did that for very obvious reasons. We think Edinburgh is a city that's passionate about reading and always has been, and has also been a hotbed of writing. And this year we've been celebrating the centenary of Muriel Spark, who was born in Edinburgh and raised in Edinburgh. And we've got a tent here this year at the Book Festival named after Spark, the Spark Theatre. I did my first event this year in the Spark Theatre, which was a buzz, because I did my 3 years PhD research on Muriel Spark between 83 and 86, which is when I first came to this festival as a student journalist to cover it in 83 and 85. Writing for a magazine called Festival Times, I believe, which no longer exists. So, as a young writer, I was coming here to interview writers, and they were expecting me to say, "So your new book, what's it about?" And I was saying, "Who's your agent? And who does your contracts for you? And who's your publisher? And would they be interested in a young writer from Edinburgh?" So it was just, I've always had this huge affection for the place ever since I was a student who was desperate to be a writer and desperate to be on one of the stages here. Persistence, luck, there's a lot of that involved. I mean, it's definitely persistence. You're going to get knocked back, you're going to get rejections. I've just been going through a lot of my old paperwork, finding rejection letter after rejection. The first Rebus novel was turned down by the first 5 publishers it was sent to. It was only sent to 6 publishers, but luckily the 6 said yes. You've got to be a little bit lucky. You've got to be writing something that people really want at that time. You've got to find the right publisher, maybe the right agent. But you should have some fun. I was teaching creative writing last year at the University of East Anglia, and I said, look, it's a university environment. Please don't treat it as such. Try and have some fun. Writing should be fun. That's how I started. I started as a kid in school, writing love poems to girls I couldn't talk to in the playground, and song lyrics for bands that didn't exist. It's fun. I saw Denise Mina and Liam McIlvanney last night talking about Glasgow crime fiction, and specifically fiction based on facts, so fiction based on real life cases and things that had happened in Glasgow's history. And that was an absolutely fascinating look at how you can use the real world in your fiction to make readers believe you're creating a real world. So that was a highlight for me. There's something for everybody. Fiction, non-fiction, adult, young adult, kids, you name it. There's just something for everybody, and it's a really engaging festival, very inclusive, free to get in, so you can just walk in through the gates and wander around, go to the bookshop, rub shoulders with authors, sit and have a drink or a meal. There'll be live music playing in the Spiegel tent. There's always something going on, and it is an oasis in a very busy city in August. Up to next, let me think. I've got a play coming out in September, which is my first Rebus play. So it's a brand new Rebus story, and it launches at Birmingham Rep, and then it comes up to the King's Theatre in Edinburgh, then it tours. It's not started rehearsals yet, not panicking, relaxed. And then early October, a new book comes out, In a House of Lies, which is Rebus and his one-time colleague Siobhan Clarke and the whole team, as usual. So I'll be touring that through the UK, Canada, and in the States in January. So that's me pretty much booked up until February.